Hey, if you're thinking about moving to Albany, New York and interested in possibly buying a home, well, stay tuned as we're going to take a deep dive into buying a new home here in the Albany, New York market. Why would you listen to me? I've lived in the Albany market my entire life, so I got a few things to say about it. Now, let's get into it. Hey, if you're considering buying a new house in Albany, New York, or any of the surrounding areas, there's several key factors to keep in mind. And here's a comprehensive guide that covers everything you're going to need to know about purchasing a house in Albany, New York, or its surrounding areas. Number one, research the Albany real estate market. You can start by researching the current state of the Albany real estate market. Look for trends in housing prices, inventory levels, and the average time homes stay on market. This information will help you understand the local market conditions and make informed decisions. Now, I post a lot of this information on my Facebook page. Links are down below. Or you can go to bobeberly.realtor and get all of my links. So I usually do that like once a month when they come out with the numbers. All right, number two, set a budget. Determine the budget based on your financial situation, including your income, savings, and credit score. Now, I've shot videos that I'll link in this video where I did a one-on-one with a local loan officer that I do a lot of business with, and another one that I did a one-on-one with a credit restoration specialist. Now, hopefully you don't need that guy's help, but if you do, I've got a way to get in touch with them. Consider how much you can afford for a down payment, your monthly mortgage payments, property taxes, insurance, and maintenance costs. Now, getting the right loan officer is going to help in this category. Now, I've got several that I'm hooked up with, and I'm sure you can find a match in one of those people. Number three, choose the right neighborhood. Albany itself has several diverse neighborhoods, each with its own unique characteristics. Consider factors such as proximity to amenities, schools, park, transportation options, and overall safety. But the number one thing you should consider the proximity of is wherever you're going to be working. Take the time to visit different neighborhoods to get a sense of their ambiance and suitability for your lifestyle. Now, eventually I'm going to be shooting videos of all these different neighborhoods and I'm going to be putting them in this channel, so you'll be able to just go right here and take a look at them. But if you got something in mind, reach out to us and we'll go out and we'll take our cell phones out there and shoot a video for you of what it's like to drive in and around the neighborhood. And if you got a particular house, we'll go shoot that house so that you don't have to get on an airplane and come here or drive hours to get here or wherever, whatever the case may be. Hire the right real estate agent. Engaging the services of a reputable real estate agent who specializes in the Albany area can greatly simplify your home buying process. A knowledgeable agent can help you navigate the local market, identify suitable properties, negotiate offers, and handle all the paperwork. Negotiate offers is number one on that list. There's a guy who, this is a little story time here. There's a guy I watch on television. He's on the MLB network. His name is Cliff Floyd. He played in the major leagues for quite some time, and he was a really good outfielder, played for a few different teams. And one year, he was a free agent, didn't have a contract. And so it's getting close to spring training, and these guys want to know where they're going at that point. The beginning of February, they want to have a deal in place. So he calls his agent. He's telling this story on MLB Network, and he says, look, just get me a job anywhere. I don't care where it is, who I'm playing for. Just give me a one-year deal. I'll take $5 million. And then he says, and this is the value of your agent. My agent told me, be quiet, relax, I'm working on something. He calls me back like a week later and says, okay, I got you a 5-year deal or whatever it was for $30 or $40 million. He goes, and I was going to work for 5. He goes, that's the value of an agent, their negotiation skills. Also, I had a client in Houston that somehow managed to find me. I don't know how. This was before the days of YouTube. And they called me up and said, hey, we're moving to Albany, not right away, but we're wondering if you could help us out. I'm like, sure, I'd love to. And so they emailed me about a particular house. And I said to them, well, would you like it if I went to that house and shot a video walking through the house? And she goes, well, they have a virtual tour online on Zillow that we're looking at. And I go, yeah, well, the virtual tour isn't really showing you everything. They're only showing you the nice things. So that's the value of an agent. We provide that service, no charge. And then I went to another house for them. And as I'm driving out of the neighborhood, I turned around and said, you know what? If I was buying this house, I'd want to see that drive into this house. So I put my camera on the outside. This was before cell phones had cameras on them. You had to have a camera. And I drove back into the neighborhood, up to the house, backed out and drove out and sent them that. And they couldn't believe I did that. But it helped them. And then 2 years later, they bought a house from us. Quite a story. Anyways, obtain mortgage pre-approval. This is a must. This is like having a check in your hand. This tells you how much you can spend. Maybe you don't want to spend all of that, but it tells you how high up you can go. Before you start house hunting, it's beneficial to get pre-approved for a mortgage. This process involves providing your financial information to a lender who will assess your credit worthiness and determine the loan amount you qualify. Pre-approval strengthens your position as a buyer and makes your offers more credible. Begin house hunting. Work with your real estate agent to identify the potential houses that meet your criteria. Attend open houses, schedule private viewings, and thoroughly inspect each property to assess its condition and sustainability. Consider factors such as the size, layout, yard size, yada, yada, yada. When I'm showing somebody a house, I always say to them, look, when we get in the house, you're going to go first, because the first 2 floors are what I call the lipstick and makeup floors. You don't need me to tell you the room with the toilet is the bathroom. I'm pretty sure you know that. But when we get down to the basement, up in the attic, and out in the perimeter of the house, that's where I'm going to take control of the house, because that's where I know things about homes that most people don't know, unless you're a contractor or electrician or a plumber or one of the tradespeople. But you know, I joke and say my dad was an electrician. I know enough to burn your house down. But when you do make an offer on a house, I've got a bunch of different home inspectors that I work with. So I'll give you a choice of whoever you want to use. And then you're going to have them come in and do a thorough home inspection. And I always tell them to rip the house a new one. Consider additional costs. These are things people don't think about. And they get to the end, they ran out of money. In addition to the purchase price, be aware of other costs involved in buying the home. There's many include closing costs, attorney fees, title insurance, appraisal fees, property inspection fees, potential repairs, and renovations to the home that you're purchasing. Anyways, hey, my name is Robert L. Eberly. New York State says I have to say that because that's the way it's on my real estate license. But you can call me Bob. Everybody else does. Nobody ever called me Robert except my mother. That was never good. I'm the New York State Managing Broker for Kanzel Realty. Formalities aside, call me Bob. Let's get back to the video. Next, you got to make an offer. When you find a house you want to buy, you're going to work with me to make a competitive offer based on market conditions, the property's value, and your budget. Now, the last few years, prices have been sky high. People have been paying over list. It's crazy. I had a couple out that was looking at a house listed for $399,900, and we offered $475,000. And it was a friend of mine that had the place listed, and he calls me and he tells me and he says, "Hey, I hate to tell you this. I was hoping you'd get it because I know working with you would be easy." He goes, "But you guys didn't get it." I'm like, "We didn't get it at $475,000?" He's like, "No. I can't tell you what the number was, but I can tell you the first digit was a 5. So somebody paid over $500,000 for that house, which I think is crazy. But I'll help you negotiate the best price, and based on what the market is doing, then we'll come up with a strategy on how we approach these people. Conduct your home inspection. After you get the accepted offer, you got to bring the home inspector in, and he's got to give it the stamp of approval. Now, if he says there are major repairs to be done, then we go back to the negotiating table and try to get those things either repaired or given us credit to have us repair them, one or the other. Secure your financing, close your deal. At this point, you're going to be interacting more with the attorney than you will be with me. I've got several attorneys that I work with, and I'll recommend a couple of them to you, and you can make your choice there. Plan your move. I don't know where you're moving from, but wherever it is, you got to pack that house up and get it over here to Albany. The deal's closed, so you got to start planning to pack. Arrange your utilities to be set up. Hire movers if needed. Notify relevant parties where you're leaving and where you're going. What's your new contact information? What's your new address? Where do they send that Christmas card? Do people even send Christmas cards anymore? Remember, this is just a guide and it's a general overview, and it's essentially to consult with professionals such as real estate agents, lenders, attorneys, and home inspectors, and whoever else is involved. I always tell people, you know, there's a reason that all these people have licenses here in New York. So don't use Uncle Joe to inspect the house. If you're new to this channel, it doesn't cost anything to hit the subscribe button down below and turn on the notifications, which is the little bell. You just click that and go up to all. And give me a thumbs up. Doesn't cost anything. It's a nice way of saying thanks for the effort you're putting in here. I think I learned something. And if you have questions, feel free to reach out to me. Again, links are down below, bobeberly.realtor. And or you can just comment in the comment section here on YouTube, and I'll see them. If I get enough questions, I may shoot a Q&A video. That might be fun. And as I said, my name's Bob, and I'm a New York State real estate broker in the Capital District, i.e. the Albany area. We are the #1 relocation team in the area. We get so many people reaching out to us about their move to the 518, also known as the Capital District. They call, text, email on a daily basis, and we love it. Feel free to do the same. Don't feel like you're bothering me. You can do the same thing too. Shoot me a text. Go ahead and give me a call, or skip all that. Schedule a call on my calendar, which is down below in the links. And if you go to bobeberly.realtor, you can get all of the links. However you want to get a hold of us, we have your back when moving to the Capital District. I'll talk soon.